black people are just better athletes. That statement may not be 100% true, but I can tell you 70% of the NBA is black, and there's a reason for it. Let's say we have Day-Day and Little Timmy. Day-Day might be more athletically inclined because his ancestors spent 200 years running away from lions or like slave masters and shit.
The 2024 Paris Olympics is here. Now, I did a little bit of research. So for Team USA 2024 Paris Olympics and the last 2020 year Olympics, I believe black athletes only comprise about, say, at the max 10% of the Team USA Olympians who are, there to represent for Team USA. But black athletes, maybe because I'm black myself, but they just naturally stand out. It's like anytime I think about the Olympics, and when the Olympics come on, I mainly just see black athletes of various different sport genres being, in a way, overly represented. Again, a lot of black athletes just naturally have this ability to stand out during the Olympic Games because of their physical dominance and prowess in their respective sports. You have the likes of Sha'Carri Richardson, LeBron James, Steph Curry. This is his first Olympic Games. Simone Biles, and so many more incredibly African American Team USA athletes who will be representing Team USA at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. The truth is, African Americans, or even just black people, right? Because nowadays, again, we're such a culturally melting pot here in America. You got Africans, Nigerians on NBA, NFL teams, but overwhelmingly African American or black people, we dominate America's major league sports such as NBA and the NFL. So the NFL currently is over 53% black. The NBA is over 73% black, and even the WNBA, yes, the Women's Basketball League, is over 60% black. Fastest woman in the world, again, may she rest in peace, is still FloJo, or Florence Griffin Joyner, while again, the fastest man in this world is Usain Bolt, a Jamaican black man, and then FloJo, again, may she rest in peace, she was an African American black woman. Again, I'm gonna just tell you my theories, okay? Now, before I recorded this video, I woke up early this morning. My mom actually sent in our family group chat. It was some weeks ago, okay? It was weeks ago, and I couldn't find it nowhere. I had FaceTimed her this morning. I said, Mom, I need you to send me this photo because I'm going to do a video, and it's relevant to this video I'm trying to do. But my mom actually sent a picture to my family group chat weeks ago, and it's me, a picture of me at 8 years old, okay? I'm an 8-year-old little girl. I'm in third grade in elementary school, and it's a picture of me flexing. I have my hand doing like this, and I'm lifting up my shirt in the picture for my mom to take a picture of me. In that picture as an 8-year-old little girl, I have an 8-pack, okay? Again, this is very relevant to this, okay? Just pay attention. So this is my theory. Now, again, as a little girl, I was athletic. My mom actually, I don't want to go into a rant, but my mom actually did a 23andMe DNA test, and I did so as well for my 23rd birthday. So my mom did a little bit deeper. She paid more money to not just see her ethnic groups, but to see her genetic, medical health stuff, information. And she said that one of her genetics, she carries a gene which actually it's like a great athletic gene. I can't explain it any better than that. I'm sorry, guys, but it's pretty much a gene that shows that you have great athletic ability. My mom played sports growing up as a kid. My dad played sports growing up as a kid. And of course, me being her daughter, hopefully I have that gene, but again, I didn't pay for that part, for me to see. Maybe one day I will, because now I'm curious, right? But as a little girl, when I was in third grade, when I was 8 years old, I did run track, and I did play basketball for one season, right? And I quit track after 2 seasons. Okay, I gave up on it, and I never really played sports again. Not in a team sport for my schools, high school, middle school, from middle on out. But growing up as a little kid, okay, I was a tomboy. Okay, growing up in Lima, Ohio, I would run around, get into street races with the other little kids. I was beating up little boys, playing football, playing basketball, climbing trees. I love to climb. I would just anything, the shed. I was just running around. But, when I wasn't running around, I would be reading books. I would be playing with my toys. I would be playing PlayStation 2, Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, games I ain't had no business playing, Bomberman, Jack and Dexter, Tarzan, things of this nature, and watching Disney movies and Disney Channel, Nickelodeon. But it just goes to show, because again, I wasn't the only one. Okay, I'm an 8-year-old little girl. I had an 8-pack, guys. It was chiseled 2, 4, 6, 8, my stomach. I wish that so badly I had this photo. But because of that, again, I'm a 95 baby. Okay, this was before all the technology. So kids, we was outside. I wasn't the only one, okay? And I was a little girl, okay? A girl. Okay, the little black boys around me that like they usually play football or basketball, but even when they weren't, right? We would just be running outside, running around, rollerblading, riding around the whole town on our bikes. Like a lot of us were like really just naturally lean, like really lean and muscular. We were fast at running. We could jump really high. I remember like the boys and girls would have a contest. Like while we were in school, like we would be standing in line, supposed to be sitting still quietly on our way to recess or on our way to the bathroom, taking the bathroom break. We would literally just be in line trying to see who could jump, the highest, right? And of course, I had like a lot of other friends of ethnic groups. White friends, Hispanic, Latino, Latina, and Black Asian friends. And like a lot of them were into athletics, and they were also athletic in ability, and some of them just weren't, right? But even those that train hard, okay, they just, if you just looked at them physically, again, like just looking at just using your two eyeballs, right? They just did not naturally have like the lean muscular build that a lot of us had. And it was crazy now that I think about it, because again, they would train really, really hard, right? Maybe because it's like the skin thing, because like black people, like maybe it says something about like like you see bodybuilders, they actually use like bronze and tan. Like right now, you can kind of see my triceps, biceps. Like they use things to darken their skin so like you could better like see how defined their muscles are, right? That could also have something to do with it, but again, specifically the white boys and little white girls that I grew up with and we played, they usually had to train really, really hard for you to see the same definition of muscles that we just naturally, like again, like some of us did not even like have nutrition, right? I was eating ramen noodles and ice cream sandwiches, and I had an 8-pack. Okay, it's like, where did this come from? Whereas like, one of my white friends, like she would play volleyball, lacrosse, and like she probably ate a little bit healthier than me. She wasn't allowed juice and soda and stuff like I would be drinking. But again, it's like her muscles, like you wouldn't tell that she was actually an athlete. Whereas me, it's like, again, I quit track and basketball, and I would just be running in the streets, growing up wild in Lima, Ohio, and like my muscles was like ridiculous as an 8-year-old little girl. Again, another theory I have, I believe black people were just we're a physical people, right? It just shows in our music, the way we talk, with our hands. It's like soul, like we call each other soul sister, soul brother, brother sister, like again, like that physicality, that physical aspect of us. It's not just in our music and dance and rhythm. Like we like to dance. We're usually, not everybody, of course, we're naturally rhythmic people. And again, like because we're such a physical people, it also translates into sports and our athletic abilities and capabilities, right? So again, I believe that's another theory of mine. Again, I did some research. So it says that black people usually have longer limbs. We have smaller circumferences, and our center of gravity is higher, and we have faster twitch muscles, and our fast twitch muscles is what causes us to be able to like really run fast, climb fast, jump high, things such as this, because like we have that explosion factor, right? And it also is what allows us, along with another, it was a whole bunch of stuff I looked up, guys. I'm sorry. But I don't want to make this video too long, but we also have other gene receptors, which actually, again, it allows for us to grow muscle pretty quick. And it's true. Like myself, like I'm not the only black person, even again, man or woman. If you, as an African American, right, specifically, because I'm African American, if you were to work out, say 6-8 weeks hard, just train, you usually can put up a muscle, like, and it's like, it's really, defined. Like you can visually see your muscles fairly quickly, right? Even if you were to take a break, like sometimes, like after I take my PT test, I take a break for 2 weeks. Okay, that's how I reward myself after getting a 90 plus, an excellent score on my PT test, and I just eat whatever. My muscle memory, again, because I train all year long, all year round, it's like my muscles are like, yes, Geneva, she's back. Quick, build those muscles back up again. Even though like you take 2 weeks off the gym, it hurts. Like I'm like in pain. I actually like that pain. Sometimes I'll take a break on purpose just to feel that pain again. I'm like, yes, I'm weakening my body. I love it. I love that soreness, that achy feeling, like when your biceps and triceps hurt, your legs hurt because you didn't squatted 180 plus pounds. I love that feeling. Also, again, just not to be controversial, but I gotta keep it real. A spooky thing called the American slave trade happened. Now, I want you to imagine this, right? Somebody actually left a comment about this on my Rakia Jackson video that I did on her about, her new Skechers deal. Shout out to Rakia Jackson. African Americans are African Americans today because 400, 500 plus years ago, we used to be in Africa, okay? We used to, usually they got us from West Africa, okay? We were kidnapped from the West African countries like Nigeria. I'm actually a third Nigerian, again, my 23andMe results. So So I'm like a whole mixture of Africa. Okay, I'm like 35% Nigerian. I got a lot of East African in me. Like on my uh, mother's and father's side, my people originated from like East Africa, like 200,000 plus years ago. I have a common ancestor. My haplogroup. So again, I have Central African, Congolese, South African, and I've been, North African, Morocco. Like I've been told that I look like a lot of different African countries. So that makes sense, right? Again, so imagine you take like 10,000 African people, right? You throw them on a boat, you kidnap them, you throw them on a boat. 60 to 70% of them die. They either take their own lives, they die from famine, malnutrition, not getting enough water, disease, illness, injury, whatever have you, right? So the 30%, 25 to 30% that actually were able to survive that suffering, again, that shows that they have what? They're stronger, right? They were strong enough to stay on a boat for 6+ months from getting kidnapped from Africa to get to the Americas, right? Then they arrive to America, right? Let's say that they arrive to South Africa. They're working on a tobacco plantation. The slave master is noticing that, like, in order for the slaves to like produce in mass, like slave women to produce in mass, he's starting to notice like the ones who have wider birthing hips, who are taller, they're more stronger. The men who are like muscular, they have bigger back muscles or shoulder muscles. He's starting to understand, like, what, if I breed them together, they can, produce more strong slaves for me. Right? This is really messed up and so sad and sick. But this is really what it was in slavery. You got to do y'all research. Like, it's crazy what we don't know, right? They literally used to breed us like dogs on a farm. Like, how you have like a pure Dalmatian and another pure Dalmatian, and you want to like create like a more purebred Dalmatians. That's what they would do to enslaved African men and African women here in America. They would say, okay, we're going to take the strongest slave black woman and the strongest slave black man, and in order for you to be free, right? This black woman, you want to be free, give me 20 healthy babies from this man. Yes, they used to have to, sometimes they would offer you your freedom as a woman if you would give them like 20, 25 plus kids. They would start impregnating them at 11 and 12. It was so disgusting. But they're like, you know what, you want your freedom? Give me 20 healthy slave babies from this strong black man, and I'll let you go. You can be free. You're going to leave your babies behind, but hey, you know what? As long as they're strong and they can work for me, you can do whatever you want. I'll let you go off this plantation. So again, it's like, not only did like the strongest slaves, because again, before they got the Africans, before they got us black people, they tried the slave nonsense with like Native Americans, but so many of them like literally got wiped out. They couldn't withstand like, the temperatures, of slavery, the disease, the famine, like the beatings and lashings, like a lot of them died off quick. That's why they literally sought after us in Africa and kidnapped us. So again, like over 30%, that was 30 to 25% of people who actually was able to survive that 6+ month boat trip with all the horrors that was going on, right? They finally make it to the America. Let's say you get thrown in South Carolina, working on a tobacco or sugar cotton, plantation. And then like the slave master he's literally physically, like, again, like they would put them on auction blocks, right? And they would like inspect them, how thick or like how robust and how wide the slave women from like 11, 12 years old, how wide their birthing hips are. Again, they would literally force them to breed with them. And then again, on top of that, for 300, 400 plus years in slavery, we was doing hard work, okay? So when you think about it, like all the things that we've been through as African Americans, as a people, which is why we're so, like unique when it comes to other black people. I'm sorry, but it's just what it is, right? A lot of people like to hate on black American culture, but it is what it is. But all these things, and just again, like that nature, like even West Africans today, those who were not, colonized, well, they were colonized, but those who don't have European ancestry and African American DNA, they naturally have the fast, twitch fiber muscles. They can put on muscles just as strong and just as quick, right? But again, African Americans, we also have that history of those who survived the long ass 6-month plus boat ride, and then for 400 plus years doing hard physical work, running from masters, running from dogs, being chased, and then purposely being bred like a freaking dog based on how strong you were, is what makes African Americans today such dominant figures in American sports.